With the newest Wrong Turn film out now, there are 7 of these horror films, so it's time to rank these movies from worst to best. Welcome back, movie watchers. Thank you guys for stopping by my channel. If this is the first time you are on my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming videos. The Wrong Turn franchise started back in 2003, and now we got another one, Wrong Turn 7. This also had the previous name of the Wrong Turn Foundation. So we're going to be ranking all of these films from worst to best. All the cannibals in here eating people, it's so bizarre. Make sure to leave your ranking down below. How would you rank all 7 of the Wrong Turn movies? Have you seen the newest one, and what do you think of it? Coming in last place is Wrong Turn 3 Left 4 Dead. This is a huge step down from the previous 2 Wrong Turn movies. Kills are still strong and the cannibals are still terrifying, but the choice to bring in inmates that are fighting against each other takes away from what made the first 2 films work.
Stupid.
The film focuses a lot more on the inmates and their conflict instead of the actual cannibals. The cannibals seem like minor characters within this movie, as the inmates are trying to fight each other. They're trying to break away from each other so they can be free. Amongst all of that is the cannibals trying to kill them and eat them. There's also some terrible CGI in the film when it comes to the kills, which is honestly laughable. The film isn't as gripping or even remotely entertaining compared to the first 2 films, and with a stronger focus on the convicts and the guards, it makes it for a pretty lame Wrong Turn film. Coming in at number 6 is Wrong Turn 5 Bloodlines. A small West Virginia town is hosting the legendary Mountain Man Festival on Halloween, but an inbred family of hillbilly cannibals kill the fun when they trick and treat themselves to a group of visiting college students. At times, it feels like this movie is borrowing elements from Saw. Instead of the previous Wrong Turn movies where the cannibals just kill them and they're strong and they're able to defend themselves, this movie relies heavily on traps and putting these college students in positions where they have to make choices. Either they have to make choices on how to survive or die. It feels a little bit like Saw at times. The film also doesn't really break away from its one central location, which is the prison, where they have this man who is connected to the 3 cannibals, and he is in prison and a couple of the college students are in prison as well. It feels very contained. It doesn't really explore too much. The kills are ridiculous. They're way over the top, especially for a Wrong Turn movie, but the film is very wooden. It doesn't really allow for it to expand, and it feels really closed off from what could happen. And the story too is just kind of there. There's not really much to it. Some of the other Wrong Turn movies at least tried to implement a story within it. Here they just kind of threw the characters into the small town. They had this festival, and that's that. Coming in at number 5 is Wrong Turn 6 Last Resort. I appreciated this movie for trying to be different. But this movie is so far-fetched and so ridiculous. That's why it's better than number 3 and number 5. This movie is one of the worst-looking Wrong Turn movies. The makeup for the cannibals is absolutely atrocious. How is it the movie in 2003 looks better than this movie, which came out in 2014? It is terrible. The CGI in here, the special effects, it is all bad. But behind it is a terrible story too of these characters who are absolutely bland. There's nothing interesting about these characters. An inheritance brings Danny and his friends to Hobb Springs, a forgotten resort deep in West Virginia hills, and a socially awkward couple introduces Danny to his long-lost family, the hillbillies, of course. And it kind of feels like that Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that we got in 2013 that's all about family. And your family may be cannibals, but they're family. The story in here is just so out of left field. It is so unbelievably stupid that it really makes it hard to be entertained by this movie. The cannibals just don't feel like themselves within this movie. Nothing of it feels reminiscing of the previous Wrong Turn movies, except for some of the over-the-top kills. but with the terrible makeup for the characters, the really stupid plot, and the ridiculous characters and their very cheesy dialogue, it's one of the worst Wrong Turn movies. Coming in at number 4 is Wrong Turn 4: Bloody Beginnings. This follows a group of friends that decide to go snowmobiling during the winter break. They make a wrong turn, getting lost in a storm. This is the first movie in the Wrong Turn franchise that broke away from its same setting from the previous 3 movies within the woods of West Virginia. This is a origin story for the 3 cannibals that we do get for the previous movies, like Three Fingers. It explains how each one got their name in the beginning. He had fingers and he bits them off. Now he has 3. It's that simple. I appreciate a different setting for the 4th Wrong Turn movie. Having the setting be a mental institution in the middle of winter with a blizzard happening limits what the friends can do to protect themselves from the cannibals. The story was rather thin. It didn't really focus on building a story within it. It just focused on the cannibals and the kills and the friends trying to protect each other, their sex, and everybody's just trying to have a good time, but the cannibals are there trying to prevent it. Everything we've seen before in a Wrong Turn movie. No development was given to any of these characters, good characters or bad characters. The brief explanation of the cannibals in the beginning and how they got their names was solid, but that was the only thing that made it feel like an origin story. Just the beginning, just that in the beginning made it feel like an origin story. Them in the cell, them explaining their names, that was about it. We had the friends come and they look younger, these cannibals, compared to where we know they are in the previous Wrong Turn movies. There's some fun, entertaining kills in here. It's a decent movie. It's more of a surprise compared to the previous movies. Like I said, I appreciate a change in scenery. That's the biggest thing. And with it having a blizzard, it really isolates these characters. It really challenges them too, because they can't go out into the blizzard or they'll die. They can't stay inside this mental institution. They'll die there too. So they're really limited on what they can do. So it really challenges these characters and pits them against the cannibals. So Wrong Turn: The Last Resort, I thought it was pretty fun for a Wrong Turn film. Coming in at number 3 is Wrong Turn. This is the newest film, Wrong Turn 2021, or The Foundation, which was its previous name. This film is so vastly different compared to the previous Wrong Turn movies. It doesn't have any of the cannibals we've seen in the previous 6 movies, like Three Fingers. It's more focused on this group of people that live in the woods, and they have this society, they have laws, they have like courts, and they have a jail cell. They have a way of living that they don't welcome people into their lives. And it honestly kind of feels like the previous Wrong Turn movies in sense of its story. The cannibals had their way of living, and obviously they didn't welcome people into the woods, but it feels like that, just way more detail. This is the longest Wrong Turn movie. And it is willing to go into extensive detail to explain how they live, which we don't get much from the previous Wrong Turn movies. It's a bloody film. Honestly, it feels way more grounded than any of the other Wrong Turn movies, and that's what I appreciated most about this newest film, is that it wasn't trying to be another movie with Three Fingers, and it wasn't trying to be corny and over the top. It was trying to be more grounded and realistic, and that's the best thing going for this movie. The ending really surprised me. I thought they were going to take this character one place, and I was absolutely about to be angry, but it ended on a strong note. It's so different, and that's what I love about this movie, is that it's willing to be something fresh and new, while also kind of focusing on the similar themes that the Wrong Turn movies did, paying homage to that while also bringing something new to the table. Coming at number 2 is Wrong Turn 2: Dead End. Wrong Turn 2, I think, was one of the first Wrong Turn movies I saw. I remember seeing it when I was like 7th, 8th grade, and completely being shocked by the opening sequence. The opening kill just left me shocked. But this movie mixes some thrilling moments, brings in some new cannibals, new threats. This group of people that are appearing on this reality TV show, and it's just constantly going. The film never really slows down. There's kills on top of kills. The special effects work. There's some bad CGI at times, but and there's also a pretty good Texas Chainsaw Massacre reference towards the end of the film. While the sequel isn't as intense as the first film, I did like some of the new elements they added. I felt like the film was more disgusting and violent than the first film. There was a lot of creative kills. The film does get a little bit predictable towards the end, but always manages to be entertaining and violent. But coming in at first place is the first Wrong Turn film. The Wrong Turn franchise spawned many sequels, some bad, some good, but the original remains the best. The story of travelers taking a wrong turn and running into inbreds in the forest of West Virginia. There's a lot of great makeup design, and the setting presents a chilling atmosphere. The film is not perfect by any means. The scenes of them atop of the trees is pretty silly. The main leads in here are really great. They're absolutely terrified. I feel like the acting really represented how these characters would feel in real life. And it provides for a lot of intensity. Since this is the first time that we are seeing these cannibals in this movie, the film presents them in a way that is very gripping and frightening as well. A lot of these characters are like hiding behind something, and you're just kind of getting a glimpse of them. So I feel like the directing also provided for a lot of the horror elements in here and tried to scare you the best they could. But the mixture of the good acting and the brutal kills and the terrifying cannibals in here and how they are constantly chasing down these young adults, the first Wrong Turn movie is easily the best in terms of the acting, the way it looks, how intense it does feel and frightening. But none of the sequels and even the reboot come close to this film. So there you guys have it. All of the Wrong Turn movies ranked worst to best. All 7, including the newest film. I sat down and watched these, and I don't regret it. I had a lot of fun with even some of the most recent ones, despite how terrible they actually are. Make sure to leave your list down below. How would you rank all 7 of the Wrong Turn movies? Have you seen the newest one? Are you looking forward to it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming videos. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.